So first, what I'm going to do is I already have a layer that I've named Final Artwork, and I'm going to make a new layer, drag that underneath, but you would probably just make a new layer afterwards and name it Final Artwork, which is fine. And I'm going to place the JPEG that I've downloaded on one of these two artboards. So just do a file, place, there we are. I'm going to grab the woman one. I'll do both of them though. And just click and place that there. And then I'm going to double click on the layer and I'm going to make it a template layer. Normally I would say, yeah, dim images to 50%, but to color it, I'm actually going to not do that. So I'm going to decide not to dim the images and I'm just going to click OK. And I want to make sure that I'm working on my final artboard layer. So most of you who are here today or who are watching this, you're running behind and it's already week 4. So my goal is to actually show you kind of the quickest way to put this together. All right, so randomly enough, her hair is probably exactly how I would do my hair. So I'm going to tell you to do a face and hairstyle all together. I'm actually going to pick this face and the bun right here. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this, but you want to build from the object that's going to be in the back to the object that's going to be in the front. That makes this the easiest to put together. So stop and think of the order, like think of each of these things as something that you would cut out, like a cutout piece of paper. So you would probably cut out the head and the skin type first. Then you would probably cut out maybe the eyebrows if your hair goes over the eyebrows. Then you would cut out the hair to go on top. Then you would cut out the eyes, nose, and the mouth. You know, something like that. So we're going to do this a similar way. So I am going to use, first I'm going to use the rectangle tool. And I'm going to just, you know, make the neck in the background. And I'm going to make sure that this doesn't have any fill, my color right here. But I am going to add a fill color to my border so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to my swatches and just do that hot pink that I always seem to do. My son's got the hiccups back here. I just fed him a bottle, basically. And I'm going to pull just... It's not exactly... You know what? I'm going to go with the pen, actually. I was going to say, it's not exactly a triangle. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. And I'm going to kind of disregard the face right now because the face is going to go on top of the shape of the neck. There we go. And next I'm going to draw my eyebrows. So again, you know, pick what you think is going to be the easiest to do at this point. The female eyebrows are actually quite simple. The male ones have a little bit more going on, but probably out of all of them, I would say that, you know, these ones right here are probably the simplest. So I'm going to use the pen tool, click and drag, click and drag, and I only need to make one because this is going to be a carbon copy of this one just flipped. So let's select it with the black arrow tool, hold down the Option key, and drag it over, let go, and then either Control click or right click, depending on the type of mouse that you have. And you're going to go down to Transform, Reflect, and it should say Vertical 90% and hit OK. And then just kind of move it where it needs to go. And now you've got two eyebrows. And you can just leave those over there. Next, I'm going to make the eyes. So again, thinking at this point, we're running a little bit late. What are the easiest eyes I can make? They're going to be these ones. So I'm going to go to my polygon tool, and I'm going to just click on the screen, and I want to make sure that I make a triangle. So I'm going to hit OK, 3 sides, OK. Scale that down a bit. And just roughly get it to about the shape that it needs to be first. And then we can work on curving those corners, dragging it out as wide as we need it to be, pulling that up, pulling that down. That's pretty spot on. And then I'm going to use, I have a couple of different options I can honestly use. You can use the pen if you feel confident in the pen tool, or you can even use the pencil tool and just draw in the eyelashes. So I'll use the pencil tool. I'm just going to start out here, and I'm going to follow the edge. So I'm following right along the edge, and then right along the rest of the edge, and then just link it up. And at this point, I would actually color these ones in. So I'm going to go to my eyedropper, and I'm just going to eyedrop right there. And then with my black arrow, select that area, go to the eyedropper again, and just eyedrop right there. Perfect. And then I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to select both of these, and again, I'm going to hold the Option key so you can see that you get those two arrows, click and drag, and then either Control click or right click, whichever you have. If you don't have a 2-button mouse, it would just be Control click. Transform, Reflect, Vertical 90 degrees, and again, I get my second eye. Just move it over where it needs to go. So I got my eyes done. All right, next, I'm going to pick the easiest mouth to do. It's probably going to be this one. So I am going to go to my rounded rectangle. I'm going to start to draw a rounded rectangle, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to tell it to be 45 degrees, 90 degrees maybe. Actually, it might need to be 45. Hold on. Probably. And just drag that one. Maybe I should have gone with the square. Hold on, let's see. Or the ellipses. Begin to question myself here. Or actually, might even just be easier to do this with the pen. Probably. And again, make sure you're using the Option tool to grab, like you did in week 2, that corner, and just meet them up. And then it's just got some lines going through. So one line, another line right here, and then another one right here. And grab each of these lines. So this one, hold down Shift, this one, and this one. And over its stroke, click on stroke, and you want to change the cap to be rounded. And again, this is one that you can color in. Color it off of this one. So I've got those selected. I'm going to make sure it's the border that's colored. And then select this one using the eyedropper. Just color it in. All right, so my mouth is done. Next up, I'm going to do my nose. So again, pick a nose that looks easy. I'm going to do this one. So this one, again, might be one that is easy for you to draw with the pencil tool, or you can use the pen tool. So I'm just going to follow right down the middle. And use the eyedropper. Make sure it is on the border. And again, click on stroke, and I'm going to make sure the cap is rounded. It just gives it a more natural look. And probably make the stroke a little bit bigger. This, whenever you are scaling a stroke though, you're going to want to make sure that you go back in and edit the stroke after you've scaled it, because it doesn't always scale proportionally. All right, so I've got a nose done, eyebrows. Next, I need to just do my face and then the hair. So if your face has, one of these shapes to it, you can click and follow along with this, or you can choose to just follow along with the one that's up here. I am going to do the one that's up here. And I'm just going to kind of start within the hairline because the hair is going to cover it. And I'm using the pen tool to do this. So I'm just going to kind of click, get myself down here. And remember, the fewest points necessary. Make sure that you're using the Option key to drag everything out. Oops. And just close it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually go in and I'm going to add that little bit of that curve that's right there. So that way you can see, where the chin would be. So I'm going to select the curve of the face that I've drawn and the neck, and I'm going to go with my Pathfinder tool and I'm going to combine them. So they're just one shape now. And then all I need to do is I can use my curvature tool and just go click, click, and then click in the middle and drag that down. And that can be, make sure it's rounded. That's my chin. And then I can even do the same thing right here. Whoops. Click off first. And just do a little bit of a curve of the ears. And once you get one, you can move it over, again with the Option key, and then reflect it. And put it down where it goes. And for each of these, I would again suggest coloring it in. Maybe the same color that you made the nose so it all matches. And then color in the face if you want. So you can just double check. Then bring it back to a border so that way you can see where you need to make your hair. Oops. To just copy something, yep, you're holding down the Option key, so you've selected it with the black arrow tool. And then when you hold the Option key, you get those two arrows, and you can click and drag and make a copy of it, which is great. All right, now for the hair for the bun, I'm actually going to just follow the outside, and then I'm going to go in again with the curvature tool and just add in these little kind of wisps of hair to show how the bun would be. So I'm going to go to the pen tool. And I need to, be aware of where my ears are too. So I need to kind of, follow along with the line of the ears. There we go. And again, just color it in so you can double check it and then turn it back to being a border. And I'm going to go to that curvature tool, and I'm going to click here, click in the middle and drag it up, and then click here, click in the middle and drag it up again. And sure it's on the outline, the border. And, whoops. Oh, come on. Or you can even use a pencil tool too. Just kind of draw up. Just make sure that you've matched the stroke so all of your lines are matched. I like to zoom in to do this. Okay. Baby's very excited about this. All right. And then we can turn the hair back. Turn the face on. And then I like to do a Command A because that'll grab everything. It's going to grab my nose, it's going to grab my eyes, it's going to grab my eyebrows. Oh, I completely forgot to color in my eyebrows. So let me match the hair. And I'm going to bring everything over here and start to build her. So I want to make sure that my face is behind everything. So I'm going to grab the face and I'm going to say Object, Arrange, Send to Back. And then I'm going to start to put her all together. Grab her eyes. And some things are going to need to be scaled. So if you're unsure of whether or not you know how to scale things proportionally, go to Object, Transform, Scale, and keep Preview clicked on. And with your up and down arrow, you can just kind of watch the scale. I think 130 might be about it. Then I gotta grab her eyebrows. Again, scale them. The 130 kind of did it. Although they don't match, I need to move them where they should go. Make sure her hair's on the top. And then grab lips. Nose. Nose needs to be scaled just a smidge. So I'm going to hold down Shift and grab it from an edge. And there she is. And then you also needed to have shoulders and a shirt. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. I'm going to scale her, and again, make sure that you're scaling proportionally and you're holding down Shift. This is also where I said that those lines might need to be adjusted, so you can kind of see that I need to thicken them a little bit. So maybe 5. I'm also going to make sure that her hair is down where I need it to be. So I'm going to use my white arrow and just kind of click on. Those points so I can bring them down. So again, doing the hair. Let me see. Sometimes I'll just do something like Googling a t-shirt and copying the t-shirt from Google Images. Like something like this, where I know that it's going to be a straight-on photo, just like she is. I'm just going to copy the image, go back into Illustrator, and paste the image in. Wow, that's like almost like kind of the size I would need it, honestly. Just make it a little bit bigger. So now all I need to do is with my pen tool, just kind of copy this. I'm going to bring her to the front. Bring the shirt down a little. So it just matches up. I'm going to use my pen tool. And I'm going to, let's see, bring my neck down using my white arrow actually. And just bring it over just a bit. And then I just need to draw the shirt. And you only need to go as far as the edge of the paper, so. And again, just kind of add some depth to it. You can use the pen or the pencil. Maybe make a little bit of a deeper pink. And just kind of draw her in. Didn't like that one. Maybe the curvature tool would be a little bit better. Oh, come on. There we go. Kind of where her arms would be. round it out. And again, make a copy and transform it and reflect it. And then just save her. So she is now done. All right, so next we'll do the guy. So I'm going to do a new document just so that way I don't lose her. I thought he wanted something, but he's like cracking up laughing at like this person that I'm drawing. He's like, whoa, look at that. Ah, babies. They can be entertained by anything. Yes, that means you. All right, so I'm going to place the guy on here. So again, File, Place. Grab the guy download. Click. Put him in there. Make him a template. And again, I'm not going to dim him. You can choose to. I'm just saying, you know, for quickness, might be quicker. Layer 2, new layer. I'm going to name it Final Artwork. And I'm going to draw right on that layer. So again, find and pick the quickest options. Maybe you don't have any hair, so this is a good option for you. We'll start with this one. I'm going to make my border hot pink. I always start out at hot pink and then kind of just go off somewhere else. I end up being like the skin color or something that I'm choosing. Ears. And I'm going to do this one as just one solid piece. Again, kind of going into the hairline. And then we'll do the hair next. Okay, I see you. This is almost the equivalent of having a bald head, I think. I like that, the way that worked. Let's get a nice flat, a nice round top to our head. It's kind of got a widow's peak in the way. And then again, I'm gonna use the curvature tool. Click, click, click in the middle and drag. And there's his chin. Double check that it's curved. Whoops. Click off. Jeez, Jax, you are loud today. And a little bit of a curve for the ear. And once you get the ear, just bring it over, reflect it to make another one. I know everybody hears you. I know. You never get to come to my sessions because you're loud. And then you can even start to color this in. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do just this. Make sure again that it's on the border. Head. And I'll give him some brown hair, I guess. Alright, so we've got hair and a face. Let's do some eyes. Quickest eyes? Obviously these ones. just use your curvature tool. And get to be the right color. Oops. And just bump up the stroke. And again, make sure that it's rounded. Once you get it, make a copy. Now you have two. Easiest lips, probably these ones, honestly, right here, which would just be a couple of strokes of the curvature tool. So, whoops, click off, click back on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Click off. And 1, 2, 3. And click off. And then color it the color that you want. Sure it's capped. Next up, we're going to do a nose. I'm going to guess this is probably the easiest nose. I'm going to use...
It's okay if you want to come over.
We'll have to do the rest of this one-handed. So this one's probably the easiest nose. So again, I'm going to just use a pencil tool and draw it. And draw right there. Great. And then some eyebrows. Again, I'm going to go with the easiest eyebrows. These are actually the easiest eyebrows. So the easiest way to do these eyebrows is to take your rectangle tool, draw a rectangle, fill it in so you can kind of see what you're doing. Go up to Effect, go to... filter. Well, here we go. Arch. And you can start to bend it. I found that 13% of a bend horizontally with a distortion vertically of -8 is about where you need to be for this. And just kind of widen it. Maybe even tilt it a little, and then Option key, make your other one, and reflect it. So we got some eyebrows. Got eyebrows, eyes, a nose, lips, and a face. You don't have to have a mustache if you don't have one. So again, Command A, grab everything, and bring it over here. And let's start to put him together. I'm going to make his face a little bit bigger though, first, just to make it a little bit easier. And make sure his face has been sent to the back. Expand. Stroke a little. And I always like to start with the eyes. I feel like if you can get the placement of the eyes, you can kind of go from there. And bring your eyebrows over. And again, you might need to kind of move them a little. Match them up with the face. Bring over your nose. And your mouth, which not for nothing, this is kind of a weird mouth. don't really understand how this is a mouth. I feel like this is a weird mouth. I'm gonna remove these ones. That's kind of weird. Maybe just give them a smile. And again, adjust the strokes where you need to. And we're going to do the same thing for him. We're going to give him a shirt, a t-shirt. Make him a little bit bigger. Go over and grab a t-shirt. Maybe one of these ones. And copy the image. And paste it. And then just fix the scale. Again, make sure you're using shift so you're scaling things proportionally. Kind of like, well, not even in Photoshop because they stopped making you use scale in Photoshop, but you still have to in Illustrator. And then just send the t-shirt to the back. And we're going to do the same thing. Go to the white arrow tool, and I'm going to grab this corner right here and just, whoops. Come on. Kind of adjust that. Oh, come on. There we go. And I can draw my t-shirt right around him. And you only have to go down to the bottom of the page. And make your t-shirt any color that you want. Maybe like a red t-shirt with some dark red . And delete that. And there you go. So we got 2 people done in under an hour. So any other questions before we end for this one? What about her eyes? Let me go back. The girl's eyes or the guy's eyes? Or was it possibly answered? It might have been answered. So any other questions? Okay, great. I hope that this was helpful. So go get started and you should be able to get this done. And I will send out a link to the video for you as well.